asked me to take a walk with him. He didn't say anything for the longest time. And then he turned to me and he said, Woodman, we need each other. Words and music. And he crossed his fingers, showing how they go together. Remember, words and music.
All right, here we are, season 2, episode 7, and I'm sitting here with my husband, Randy, who has no idea what I'm about to do.
I haven't a clue. Kind of nervous here.
Are you nervous?
Just a little bit. You got
nervous?
pen and paper in hand.
I
I'm
do.
like, what is going on?
Here's the thing. So I've been thinking about this for the last couple of weeks, and, so we've been concentrating on couples therapy, you and I.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's time to just sort of evolve. What do you say?
Okay.
So this is the Words and Music podcast.
It is.
I propose that we just drop the couples therapy situation, the quote unquote couples therapy situation. We just call it Words and Music with Red and Blue.
With Red and Blue.
Are you good with that?
I mean, absolutely.
You're okay with that?
You're putting me first.
I always put you first, baby.
But it's your show.
I got the words and music part. I've been doing this for a while, and I think that it's just been a lot of fun sitting down and talking with you the last few weeks that we've been doing this. So that's where I kind of want to go. I want to just evolve the show. If you're all right with it, and you don't have anything else going on.
Not at this present time.
Not at this present time. No previous engagements.
No, not at all.
All right. So I have a note in my phone, and I've got a bunch of, couples therapy like topics, but I'm feeling like we could use those somewhere along the lines. But because the podcast is called Words and Music, I figured we'd say a few words about music, if you're cool with that.
Okay.
You have no idea where I'm going with this, do you?
I have not a clue.
You know the alphabet, right?
I do.
All right. So we're going to start with A. And we're just going to go through the alphabet. We'll see how far we get. We're going to talk about, the first artist that comes to mind or your favorite artist that comes to mind and why.
Okay.
We're going to start with A. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
That's why I grabbed paper, because I will lose my place. I got to write down what letters we've covered.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. A, go.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yep.
First
artist you think of. I don't care if it's their first name, their last name, if it's the name of a group. I don't care. Just A. Go.
Alicia Keys.
Oh, tell me why.
She has a strong voice.
Love her voice.
Very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
She has great music.
Amen.
So, I mean,
super talented piano player.
Oh, the piano, the very first time I saw Alicia Keys, it was the piano that got me.
Yeah.
The way that woman can just play that piano.
Incredible.
And then sing without skipping a beat.
Incredible.
It's mesmerizing.
It is.
To be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So degrees of separation from Alicia Keys. How many do you have? You ever met her? You ever seen her in concert?
No,
do you know anybody
never.
who knows anybody who knows anybody who knows her?
No.
You want to hear a funny story?
What?
My ex-boyfriend's mother was her second grade teacher.
Shut up.
Not even joking.
That's hilarious.
Not even joking.
Wow.
And from what I understand, she's just grown into this phenomenal female, and she's somebody to be admired.
That's cool.
Love her.
That's
love
cool.
it. Great choice, Alicia Keys.
I came out hitting.
You did come out hitting. I think you hit a home run on that one.
Swinging for the fence for this one.
You did. I'm about to outrun
I'm probably
you,
gonna.
though.
I'm probably gonna be all over the place, just so you know.
And that's a great thing. That's the best part about it, is you're not going to follow one genre because you like everything, just like I do.
Yeah.
Just like I do.
Just like you do.
Yep. And it doesn't have to even be. I mean, it could be somebody that we know.
Yeah.
We know a lot of local artists
We
too.
do.
So keep that in mind.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's got to be somebody, big name. Like A didn't have to start Aerosmith. You know what I mean? Even though I love Aerosmith.
I almost went. See, that's the funny thing. I almost went them, but I was like, Alicia Keys popped in my head first, so I went.
That's what I asked for. I asked for the first one or the best one, your most favorite, whatever popped into your head first. That's what I asked for.
You got it.
Yeah. You want to know mine?
Yeah.
I bet you know mine. I bet you can guess mine.
I know.
Ashley McBryde.
Oh.
Come on.
God, I should have.
Ashley McBryde.
As I'm sitting here looking at her signature on your guitar over here.
Ashley McFrickin'
I mean, why?
Why? I mean, there are so many reasons. There's so many reasons. I still remember the first time that close personal friend and local artist Scott McMillan sent me an Ashley McBryde song. I had no idea who she was. Never heard of her. but he sent me one of her songs to consider for the radio, and I was just blown away.
Right.
Blown away. And then March of 2017, he got her booked at Cowboy Jack's.
Of all places.
Do you remember this night?
I do remember this night.
We went to Cowboy Jack's, and I remember telling you just like, look, we got to go. We got to make an appearance.
Yeah.
I got this girl. She's going to be on the show this weekend. Back then we were doing Thunder on the Rise, which was all about up-and-coming country artists, and I got to go check her out.
Yeah.
Got to make an appearance. Got to, I wasn't like super, like amped about it or anything like that. I didn't know what to expect, really.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. Do you remember how incredible she was that night?
You were pretty stoked.
I was incredibly stoked. And this was before Eric Church pulled her up on stage to sing Bible in a 44. This was before Garth Brooks called her one of the most talented songwriters he's ever seen.
She was in Little Podunk, Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Little Podunk, Fredericksburg, Virginia, playing at a bar, just acoustic, with Scott McMillan up there, his two daughters on stage. Blue Foley was in town.
Yeah.
And they just, she blew me away. She blew me away, not only with her musicianship, not only with her voice, but her storytelling ability. Like, she was entertaining us on stage.
Oh,
Remember
absolutely.
how funny she was that
she's
night?
hilarious.
She's so funny. And it created this lasting impression. And she took a selfie with me that night. And then she goes, all right, well, let's do a funny one, right? So I have these two great pictures from that night. One all like super smiley and everything. And then the other one with our tongues sticking out. And
I do remember that.
the thing about Ashley McBryde is since then, she's won Grammys, she's won CMAs, she's performed on literally every stage you can think of, from here to the UK. She's been all over Europe. She's been, but she's been at the Ryman. She's been at the Opry. She's been on the CMA stage. She's performed at the American Music Awards. The woman has been. She's on freaking Ellen DeGeneres show. This
she's
week.
turning into a household name.
She's a superstar.
Absolutely.
But if I got her on the phone now, she would remember us.
She would.
And she would have a story to tell. And she would genuinely be excited to talk to us. And that's what's so cool about Ashley McBryde.
Yeah.
I love her.
She's great.
I love her. I don't even want to move on to B. I just want to sit and talk about Ashley McBryde all night. For real. But we got to move on.
We do got to move on.
All right. Your turn. B.
B. See, two names popped up to my head.
Okay.
So I got to pick one, right?
Yep. I don't care. Pick as many as you want.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to say it. Billy Joel.
Ooh, I love me some Billy Joel.
Piano man himself.
The piano man.
And it's funny. I've got picked two pianists.
Yeah.
In the first two
You're
picks.
right. You did.
You know what I mean? But Billy Joel.
I believe it's pronounced pianist.
Whatever.
I always thought that was a funny word. Pianist.
Well, you always clown on me for saying Fredericksburg, so.
No, I don't.
What's the word you clown me on? Yeah, it is. When we were cutting commercials, you were like, Fredericksburg.
Real. The
real.
word was real.
Real.
My little Virginia Beach man always wants to say roll.
Whatever.
So I'm like, it's real. Anyway.
But Billy Joel. He can go from one extreme to the next. He can go with very sentimental, and he's going to speak to your heart, and in the next way he's going to go. He's bringing down the roof.
Oh yeah.
We
Favorite
didn't
Billy Joel
start
song?
the fire.
Oh, great
I mean,
song.
Bam. It's
favorite Billy Joel song though.
We didn't start the fire.
Is that really your favorite Billy Joel song?
Well, it's either that or New York State of Mind.
Oh, it's a great song too.
It's one of those two. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, like you can't mess with New York State of Mind. I mean, obviously it was an instant classic, but I love the way we didn't start the fire was. I mean,
So
that was just.
I think you date yourself if you say that's because it's probably one of the earliest songs you remember from Billy Joel, right? We didn't start the fire.
It's one of the ones I remember on MTV.
Oh yeah, it was everywhere for a long time.
You know what I mean? So when I started branching out from, just straight listening to country music, because that's what was allowed on at our house was just country music. So when I started watching MTV and started catching up on things, because
you rebel,
I know, and then I remember seeing him with the flames in his glasses and playing the piano, and in the piano catching on fire. I was like, oh, this is cool.
Your mind was blown.
It was pretty blown. So
yeah, my favorite Billy Joel song is "And So It Goes." It's like you were talking about his old sentimental slow song.
Yeah.
And So It Goes. That's my favorite of all time.
I'm trying to remember how that one goes. I know the name.
I'll play it for you later because obviously we can't play it
Sure.
without having to pay royalties to Billy Joel, which
Sorry, Billy.
if I had that kind of money, honey, I'd do it.
Yeah, you ain't getting it from us.
But phenomenal artist.
Oh yeah.
Billy Joel.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right, B.
So I got to think of a B. Boys to Men.
I had a feeling you were going to go there.
Did you really?
I really did.
That's the first one that comes to mind, Boys to Men. And I think the reason it comes to mind is it defined my high school existence.
Really?
Motown Philly.
Wow.
I saw them in concert 1991 in Duluth, Minnesota.
Okay.
At the Duluth Entertainment and Convention Center. And it was TLC. It was supposed to be TLC, Boys to Men, and MC Hammer. Right? TLC didn't show up that night. They had to cancel. They had to back out. I think it was right around the time that T-Boz got sick with sickle cell anemia. She got real sick.
Yeah.
And they couldn't perform. So Boys to Men came out and did like a double set.
Oh,
so it
wow.
was twice as long then. It was my first time seeing them live. And I remember just being blown away by those harmonies. You know?
Yeah.
The harmonies, man. Just insane.
I mean, they're like the king of acapella.
And what's great about them is they still sound as amazing now as they did in 91.
Oh, yeah. We just seen them in concert a couple years ago.
A couple years back. Now, do you remember the style that they brought in with the sweater with the big deep V-neck?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Even as girls were wearing them.
The tapered pants and, with the small little cuff on the bottom and the Nikes.
So we've come to the end. Don't leave me hanging the road. All right. So that's B. That's B. I bet you I could go on a couple of different directions in B because I also love me some Blake Shelton. I love me some Garth Brooks.
I was going to say Brothers Osborne.
Brothers Osborne.
Because when
you kidding me?
We met
I
them,
do love some Brothers Osborne. Yeah.
Because when we met them,
yeah.
Backstage.
Yeah.
And, they're like, damn, you're a big dude.
And they're big dudes.
Hold on a sec. Yeah, they're tall. They were taller than me.
They're like 6'7".
And I come walking up to him, and the first thing, damn, you big dude. I'm like, have you looked in the mirror lately?
You're right. Like, okay.
So, but it was that connection, with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were sitting there BSing, shooting the shit with you. So
killer artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then I could go even on another spectrum. Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Bone Thugs, yes.
I mean, that was the 1999 East 99.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I mean, so for
no
me,
diggity. Yeah.
it was like, Backstreet Boys, or not Blackstreet Boys. Excuse me, Blackstreet.
And then the Backstreet Boys.
I meant Blackstreet though.
Yeah,
That's gonna be horrible. I hope we can edit that out.
We're not editing anything out. That's one thing about words and music. I don't edit.
I didn't mean it. I meant
it's
to say
okay. Yeah, I knew what you meant.
Teddy Riley.
Teddy Riley, amazing.
I mean,
incredible artist.
Yes. Yeah. So.
I mean, you could even go with Jay Boog if you really wanted to think about.
I was thinking
you would have kept him for Jay.
I would have kept him for Jay.
That's
cool.
So we'll get there. We'll get there, Jay Boog.
I was also going to say, you can also go Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown.
We could go on and on and on with bees.
Oh yeah, Bob Marley.
Oh,
Bob Dylan.
Bob Marley.
I mean, we could go all kinds of old school because that's the point. That's the point of this conversation. I just wanted to, whatever artist comes to mind first, talk about them.
Right on.
All right, we're on C.
C? Mm-hmm. You probably know my C.
I don't.
And that shocks me.
Oh, I know it. Let me guess. Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood.
Now tell everybody why.
Okay, so when I used to watch that show on a TV station.
What show? American Idol?
I wasn't going to give them any props.
Okay. It's fine. You can say it.
Anyway, when I used to watch that show, I remember watching that, and I was like, who is this blonde bombshell on the stage?
Adorable girl.
Belting out.
Yeah.
This sweet little Oklahoman.
Mm-hmm.
This little Okie.
She was in college at the time.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, okay.
It was season 4.
Yes.
Because I was on the Trevor D and Blue in the Morning show, and my co-host Trevor, this man, he probably still does it. But back when American Idol was like the highest rated show on television,
right?
We were into it. So the next morning we would always do a segment on what happened on Idol last night, right?
Sure.
And this man, I kid you not, he probably still has it. He probably has several of them by now because there's been a lot of American Idols. But he had a notebook dedicated to American Idol. He took notes on all the contestants.
Shut up.
Not even joking. Paragraphs.
Wow.
Perfectly organized paragraphs.
Wow.
On every contestant. But I will not forget this. I will never forget this. He came to me at my desk on, I guess it would have been the following day or whatever. And he said, you got to go online. You got to look up Carrie Underwood. You got to look this girl up. So I was like, oh, whatever, Trevor. Okay, fine. Google, I looked up Carrie Underwood and watched her audition performance from the night before, the week before, whatever it was. And he said, mark my words, she's going to win. And she did.
Oh, she won. And she's still winning.
Yes. I still remember I was very jealous of Carrie Underwood because I think it was probably the first time I ever watched Sunday Night Football over here at your house when we were first dating, and she came out with them legs, and you were like, that is my next ex-wife. You were in love with some Carrie Underwood.
It's Carrie Underwood. I'm sorry. Now, I know some people are like, she's okay. She's too skinny.
No, that girl works her butt off for
I'm sorry,
body.
but the regimen that she has.
Mad props.
I mean, seriously. She takes care of herself. I mean, her and her husband, they have a traveling gym when they're on the road,
She does not mess around.
She doesn't mess around. So, I mean, I am a huge Carrie Underwood fan.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
No.
All right.
See, señorita.
The first name that popped into my head was Cam.
Okay.
I love Cam. Little country artist Cam with her cute little blonde curly hair.
Sure.
We saw her at the Opry.
We did.
Our first time ever going to the Opry. First and maybe last time. Who knows? Because, Nashville's nuts. And we haven't been back. But Cam, in fact, I'm looking at the live on stage appearing tonight poster behind you where she's on it. And I love her. I have loved her since she first came out. The song was called My Mistake. Great song. You've never heard it unless I've played it for you because it didn't do anything on the radio.
Right.
But her next song did. And Cam just blows me away. And she's not only is she adorable, she's phenomenally talented. And she is she's getting to that place in her career and in her life where she just throws the fucks out the window. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like she's just doing her own thing. It's unique, it's authentic, and I love it.
So can I be honest?
Yes.
I hadn't even heard a single song of hers until we saw her at the Opry.
Really? Because I used to crank Diane in the car all the time.
Oh, is that her?
Yes.
Oh, well.
You've heard
that's
her.
right. Yeah. Okay. Whoops. I lied.
Love me some Cam.
No,
but
she
were you
rocked
impressed
it.
that night? Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. She rocked it. I mean, she came out and she just had a baby.
Right. Yeah,
So
I think little Lucy was backstage.
Yep,
in fact.
she had just come back. She was just starting to sing again.
Yeah.
She told us that story. Her husband was there. I mean, and she came out and she's got some pipes.
Ooh, does she ever?
Holy cow.
She's incredible, and she does not get the love that she deserves from country radio.
Not at all.
But a lot of females don't. In fact, all females. Don't even get me started.
I know.
On females.
That's another
in country radio.
subject.
That's another podcast for another night. We're on D. Go.
D should be no surprise for you.
Who is it?
Darius Rucker.
Darius Rucker.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I love me some Darius.
I do too. You know, it's funny. I just heard audio from him I can't even remember when it was, if it was last week or whenever it was, but it's interesting because he said, was it audio or was it a quote? I don't know what it was, but we were talking about how the new class of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is about to be announced. It's usually announced in January, the next class. And Darius Rucker went on record and said Hootie and the Blowfish will never be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, even though they changed rock music. They changed music, the face of music.
Yeah.
They were huge. He said he does not ever think that they will be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That's interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
That is
That's
interesting.
He says we don't have a chance. Because and honestly, the radio industry also, did not do them
Didn't do
like
them
they should have
any justice at all. So, I mean, and that's what it stems from. I was a huge, so this is almost my age, even though we're, but I was a huge Hootie and the Blowfish fan.
Who was it?
I mean, huge. So,
Cracked Rear View is one of the best albums I think has ever been
Only
made.
Wanna Be With You.
Yes.
And I know that's your favorite music video.
Oh, I love it.
For one reason.
So good. Yeah.
Dan Marino in it.
I love Dan Marino.
But
anyway.
I mean, that was just Darius has got this
Dolphins
voice.
make me cry.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And he's just got this, charismatic, soulful yet country voice to me. You know, and somebody may say something different, but the way I look at him and the way I hear him, that's what I hear. And Darius is just, to me, he's an amazing singer. He's an amazing performer, amazing artist.
Incredible. And he always wanted to go country. Did you know that about him?
Yes, I did.
He always wanted to go country. And it's funny because when he wanted to go country, he turned to his band and was like, come with me. And they were like,
you ain't going to make no money.
We'll wait here for you. And guess what they did? They waited. And now they're back together. And do you remember how incredible the feeling was when
we found out
they came out on stage at the Ryman?
So this story right here.
Tell the story.
Okay, we're sitting here. We knew Darius was going to be at the Ryman at
this
luncheon. He was on the list.
Yes,
it's a luncheon the label puts on, and the guy that it was the head guy. I forget
the head
his name.
Of UMG. I can't remember his name either.
He's hilarious.
He's very, very funny. He was the MC for the lunch.
Yes.
They do this every year. It's country radio seminar. They take us out to lunch at the Ryman, and they bring all of their artists out, their stable of artists, right?
Yes.
They kind of parade them in front of you. They get to play a song, and then they're gone.
So they're going through the artists left and right. And I'm going, okay, where's Darius?
I'm looking at the list going, the only person that's left is Darius Rucker. Cool.
So
Darius Rucker's coming up next.
He comes out and he says, I can't believe I'm going to read this to y'all.
He says, I feel like I just got punked.
I elbowed my wife, and I was like, baby, they're going to bring out Hootie.
I didn't think so.
And she's like, no. And I'm like, babe, they're bringing out Hootie.
And he said, what did he say? The newest
band
signed artists on the UMG, something like
that. Hootie and the Blowfish. And I tell you what,
that's not how he said it. He said Hootie and the Blowfish.
But let me tell you, we were in an auditorium full of
the
country.
Ryman Auditorium, the mother church of country music.
The Ryman Auditorium, full of country radio hosts, programmers, owners,
GMs, everything
for country music. And that auditorium erupted.
Went nuts.
I mean crazy.
Yeah.
It was, and I've got goosebumps thinking about it because
too.
I was a huge Hootie, and they sang their hits.
They came out and did a medley, like they were the grand finale
and they
that
did like
year.
5 songs. I mean, it was crazy.
It was incredible.
So yes,
Darius Rucker.
That's
a good D.
And plus,
yeah.
Going straight to hell with that, that song that didn't do much, but that's one of my favorite songs.
It's a great song, though.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Fantastic song. All right. My D is Dierks Bentley.
Ooh, Drunk on a Plane.
Oh, well, way before Drunk on a Plane. He was free and easy. He was, so the thing I love about Dierks Bentley, here's what I love about Dierks Bentley. Dierks Bentley is another one of those artists who gives no fucks.
Agreed.
None whatsoever.
Look at his alter ego.
I was going to get there, but I wanted to talk about the time that I almost got to meet Dierks Bentley. So we were at a show here in Fredericksburg. He was here playing, and Dierks Bentley had a meet and greet going on, right? So I, as always, was sort of the liaison between the listeners and the backstage stuff. So they gave me a media pass, a Dierks Bentley media pass. I slapped it on my leg, and I thought that was going to be good enough to get me into the meet and greet. It wasn't. I had given away all the meet and greet passes to listeners. I'd hooked up the side stage band. I had done all, I did all of I got to be there was nothing more that I loved than hooking up somebody with meet and greet passes.
Sure.
But I didn't often go to the meet and greets. And my boss finally was like, you got to go. You got to go to the meet and greet because you got to represent the station. You got to take pictures for the website. You got to go. I hated doing it. I didn't like it because I felt greedy. Taking a meet and greet pass away from a listener. So 9 times out of 10, I didn't do it. This time I really wanted to go. I thought that media pass was going to get me backstage.
It didn't.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a backstage pass. So what I ended up doing, and this was hilarious, what I ended up doing was holding the purses and phones of all the people that got to go backstage. I was outside the fence listening to what was going on backstage. Do you want to know what he did? You've been to meet and greets.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like a cattle call, right?
Yes, it is.
You stand in line, you snap your picture, you're gone. That's it. Get out. They don't want you hanging around. They don't want you taking pictures. You don't get to converse with the artist. 9 times out of 10, you get like 5 seconds to have a real quick, hey, love your show, blah, 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 and gone. That's it, right? So you can have tiny little moments. But you can't have a big moment with an artist backstage because 9 times out of 10, they don't have time for that shit. They got to get on stage. They got a show to do. Dierks Bentley, while I'm holding purses outside the fence, this still makes me emotional. He got out. He came out of his trailer, got up on a chair with an acoustic guitar, and stood back there and I shit you not, played like 5 songs for everybody at the meet and greet and conversed with them. And he talked to them and he had conversations about them. He sat there and he played acoustic, his great songs acoustic. And I was listening to it from the other side of the fence, just weeping.
Oh, man.
It was the worst.
That sucks.
But also it was the best because I knew that the listeners that we had gotten back there were having a blast and they've got a memory for the rest of their lives.
Oh, that they do.
I have an audio memory. I could hear it. That's it. And I'll never forget the time I held your purses outside the meet and greet. Anyway, E.
Wow. I mean, I'm going to go with the easy one because I just listened to him the other day. He came on the radio, Eminem.
Oh, yeah. Hell to the yeah.
I mean,
I grew up on some Eminem. I shouldn't say grew up because I was in my early 20s when he came out, but
yeah.
I was there. I was for a very uncool white girl in North Dakota, I played the Marshall Mathers LP really loud in my car.
Oh, so did I.
I knew every word. In fact, if you put it on right now, I could probably still hang with it.
Oh, she can, folks. We've listened to it in trips and everything, and she just goes to town on some Eminem.
I love me some Eminem.
Yeah.
He was fantastic and incredibly influential.
Oh, yeah.
When it came to music, when it came to rap music. I mean, everybody was like, he's white. He can't, what?
Yeah.
But his lyricism.
Oh, man.
Really, nobody rhymes words together that make you shake your head. Like, what? I didn't even know that rhymed. But it does.
It does.
And he found it.
Yeah.
And he put it together and he made it sound brilliant.
Absolutely.
He's amazing.
Okay,
that's
so.
an excellent choice.
Thank you.
I'm having a really hard time with E because 3 names came to mind immediately. First one was Eric Church.
I mean, that's yeah. Okay. I'm surprised that wasn't number
Chief,
1 for you.
Man.
Yeah, I know.
The Chief.
I know.
Oh my God.
I had to go through hell to get his liquor for you.
You did. You got me a bottle of Eric Church Jack Daniel's single barrel because you love me.
I do.
But the thing about Eric Church is he's a brilliant songwriter.
He's very brilliant.
And again, no fucks given.
0.
I think those are my favorite kind of artists.
I think so.
Because they're authentic.
Yeah.
And they don't let the industry tell them who to be, what to say, how to act, how to dress, how to look, how to sing. They don't let them. Eric Church is our generation's Johnny Cash.
Ooh, yes.
Because he bucks the system. He went so far that, remember the Desperate Man album
Mm-hmm.
came out right after Mr. Misunderstood?
Yeah.
He legit surprised everybody with it.
He did.
He even screwed his label over in the process, which was brilliant. You know, and that's the thing about Eric Church is there are no rules when it comes to the Chief.
No.
He's also the first person that gave Ashley McBryde a shot.
Yes, he is.
And you can't.
That video was awesome.
Oh my God. If you have not seen it, folks, look on YouTube. Eric Church brings out Ashley McBryde. He on stage, I don't even remember where it was, but it was a major arena. It was like some humongous arena, maybe Texas or something. I don't remember where it was, but it was huge. And he told the crowd basically that he found this girl and she had this incredible song and I want you guys to hear it. And he brings Ashley McBryde out and he sings Bible in a 44 with her.
With her. It's not a duet.
We just told the story of Ashley McBryde. That happened in March of 2017. In April of 2017, that's when Eric Church brought her out on stage. And the next thing you know,
boom,
there's Ashley McBryde, right? Okay, so that's my first E. My second E is Emily Weisband.
Well, duh.
Right?
That chick's amazing.
I can't say enough about her. She's incredible. If you don't know who Emily Weisband is, I highly suggest that you check her out. Phenomenal songwriter. In fact, she's probably written one of a song you're familiar with.
She's probably won an award for one of your favorite songs too. So
she won a Grammy for the song she wrote with Hillary Scott from Lady Antebellum, from Lady A rather, Thy Will.
Yep.
Phenomenal song, great song. But she's got a Keith Urban track. She's got a Luke Bryan track. She's got the title cut on the new Florida Georgia Line album.
Yes, she does.
That's an Emily Weisband song. You know, she's got Drew Baldridge. She's got the Josh Abbott Band. She's got so many. But what's incredible about Emily is she never wanted to be a performer. She never wanted to be an artist.
She just wanted to write.
She didn't even want to write when she first got started. She had gone to college. She just found out it was something she was good at.
Right.
And she ran with it. Thank God she ran with it because she's brilliant at it. But then she started writing her own stuff and recording her own stuff and singing her own stuff. And that girl can sing.
Oh, she can.
She can sing.
Like I remember the first time meeting her at Hard Times when she was in town.
She popped by for open mic night.
Yes. And, her dad was there.
Yeah, Bill.
And there was someone else there she knew, and they were like, Emily, come up here. Emily, come up. She's like, no, I just want to hang low key. I just want to, I just want to be me tonight. And then all of a sudden she couldn't handle it. She had to get up there.
There's something I think in an artist's soul that makes them want to perform.
And by God, did she get up there?
Holy hell, did she ever?
Holy cow!
The girl can sing, and the best thing about her is her songs tell stories. To me, that's my favorite kind of music.
Yeah.
If you can tell me a story with a song, you can make me feel something with a song. You can make me remember something. You can make me, think about something that happened to me or something that, could happen or has happened or will happen or my kids. Oh my God. If you connect me with something about my children, I'm a pile of goo.
Yeah.
Literally, and most of Emily's songs do that to me just because she's so brilliant. She's so brilliant and so far beyond her years when it comes to writing. She's just a young girl. She's in her 20s and she's
awesome.
Killing it.
Yeah.
Killing it. So yeah, pick up Emily Weisband's music, all of it, every last single. And then my third E.
I thought it was just one.
I know. And I said, we do however many you want. I don't care. Do you have another E?
No. Well.
Yeah, no? Do you have another E?
There's one that's sticking in my head. It's weird. Enigma. Wow.
Right?
It's weird. It was a weird song.
Yeah, it's like a one-hit wonder though, weren't they?
But it was one of those things where I always heard it.
Yeah.
On Z104 back in Virginia Beach.
Back in the day.
And they always played that song. And I was like, this is crazy. And then for some reason, that song has stuck in my head.
Talking about Return to Innocence.
Yes.
Was the name of the song.
Yes, it was.
I had to look it up. Honestly, I had
couldn't
to
remember
Google
the
them
name.
because I could not remember it. But yeah, Return of Innocence. And from 1993. Wow. You were like 2. Just kidding. You were what, 9? 10, 11.
Like
you were like 12.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Enigma, good one. That's a good one.
See, I told you I'm all over the place.
I know, and I love that about you. I love that about you. I have a third E.
Go ahead.
You know her. You love her. Enya.
Oh, Enya.
My girl Enya Agerholm.
Agerholm.
But she's from the Fredericksburg area. And again, another girl who has such a great story to tell.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very young, very, very, she's very young in her career. And she is very young in her songwriting. But her songwriting, just from the time that I met her until now, is evolving at a very quick rate. Like she's honing her skills. And she's really, really digging deep. And I love it. I love listening to her.
Oh, yeah.
I love listening
to her. She's good.
Whew. All right, moving on. What comes after E? A, B, C, D, E, F.
Did you really just do that?
I did. I told you that's why I had to write it down. F. Give me an F.
F, huh?
Mm-hmm.
F. First one that comes to my mind is Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters? Wow. That's a good one. Why the Foo Fighters?
I don't know. To be honest with you, just
because that's what came to mind.
Just what came to mind the first time. I mean, Dave Grohl as lead singer playing guitar. I mean, it's one of those things. I've watched a lot of Dave Grohl videos.
Sure.
And I don't even know if I'm saying his last name.
I think you are.
But when he's at a concert and he'll get the fans involved and he'll bring he's even brought kids up on stage and had guitar offs.
Yeah.
Riff offs with them, and then he's walked away. There's kind of like
I saw a YouTube video where
there's kind of like it's kind of like the Steel Panther thing where they do it, but Dave's done it, and he's like, holy cow, but yet he sings.
Yeah.
There was this one that I watched. This kid, gets up there. He's a young kid, 5, 6 years old, whatever, but he can play guitar. Dave goes, what can you play? He says Metallica. What? I don't even know if I know any Metallica. Of course, it's Dave.
Yeah, right.
So all of a sudden, the little kid starts playing Enter Sandman.
Wow.
Okay, I'm a grown ass man. Tried to learn how to play guitar, and I'm like,
it's a lot.
It's a lot. And yet this kid's up there playing Enter Sandman.
Wow.
And all of a sudden, Dave starts singing it, and then the band the band gets going with the drums and everything, and I'm like, holy cow, this is awesome. And that kid's gonna have something to remember for the rest of his life.
Most definitely.
That's huge.
Yeah.
So I think that's why the Foo Fighters sticks into my head.
You said Foo Fighters, and I immediately thought Fugees. The Fugees.
Yeah, no,
right?
Wyclef Jean and Lauryn Hill.
Amazing. One time. Yeah, I love me some Fugees.
One time.
The Fugees, but I also thought Frank Sinatra. How do you forget? You can't forget Old Blue Eyes.
Oh, you can't, especially Mr. Jack Daniels, Frank
Sinatra.
Sinatra.
Sinatra. I can sit and listen to Frank's. I think it's like the Frank Sinatra Essentials or whatever on my playlist.
Fly me to the moon.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. You got me, what is it? The Under My Skin. Yeah, I'm drawing. Of course, I can't think of all of them because my mind's going a mile a minute. But Frank Sinatra.
Oh yeah,
they don't make them like Frank anymore. And you know what? I want to digress because Frank Sinatra reminds me of, Frank Sinatra brings to mind Brett Eldredge, who in my mind is the Frank Sinatra of country music. In this day and age, he's got that crooner thing, that vibe going, and I know what you're thinking too. You want me to hold on to it? All right, that's cool. So Frank, the ultimate,
absolutely,
gentleman, Frank Sinatra.
Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
All right, we're at G. Go.
G. Oh gosh. There's a lot out there, but
there is. Who's the first one that comes to mind? It's supposed to be quick. First one.
Goo Goo Dolls.
The Goo Goo Dolls. Okay. Iris. Yeah. I watched them play on a stage in a basketball court back in I think it was 1998. The Goo Goo Dolls. Yeah.
I could have gone one or two ways.
Mm-hmm.
I could have gone one way. The first thing that came to my mind for G is I used to listen to their music. I play it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And one I could have went with and was like, I don't really. Her music's not my thing.
Who?
Gaga.
Lady Gaga?
Yeah.
Phenomenal artist, though.
I'm not going to take anything away from her, her singing ability. However, like I said, not my thing.
Yeah.
There's a few songs that are catchy and whatever. She's a little,
the thing
out
about
there.
Gaga, though, is that she's got an incredible voice.
I agree.
Yeah.
The thing that gets me with her, though, the reason why she comes to mind is her crazy antics and outfits.
Oh, yeah, of course. She got that.
The way she wore the steak dress.
The meat dress.
Yeah. So that's what I'm getting at. I want to try to stick to music.
Yeah.
On a musical thing.
And
not a...
Yeah.
This
there's an artistry in everything.
Sure, absolutely.
Right? So I didn't really say music. I said artist.
True, you did.
Okay, so there you go. So I think Gaga counts.
Okay.
Well, so do the Goo Goo Dolls.
I'll stick with the Goo Goo Dolls.
Okay. My G?
Yeah.
Garth. Come on.
I know. I
Garth. Is there any other G?
I'm trying to think other than country. I really am. I'm trying to be, I could go with easy ones, but
how is that easy? See, so the other thing about Garth, here's the thing about Garth is if you ever hear him talk, you ever hear him tell those stories, and we did.
Oh, we definitely did.
The thing about Garth, once again, he's a storyteller. So for me, the artists that have had the biggest impact on me personally throughout my life are the storytellers.
See, that's the difference between you and me in music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. You just wanted to hear the big bass boom out of your speakers while you were riding around town.
I could honestly, if I was talented enough and had the equipment enough, I could honestly take out all the words to every song that I've listened to and just listen to the beat.
Yeah.
I like the beat. I like the tone. I
like
like the tempo. I like the music.
You listen to the music, and I listen to the words.
And that's true.
And here we are.
That's right.
On the Words of Music podcast.
She'll be like, "Did you hear that?" I'm like, "No."
I will drive my husband nuts. All right, let's do a little tidbit. Sidebar, as we're talking about Garth. I am the person who drives my husband nuts in the car because I will put a song on and be like, "This song reminds me of you. Listen to it."
And it's like 10 songs too, folks.
Right. And he drives him crazy because he does not listen to music in that way. He listens to the song. He listens to the music. He listens to the instrumentation. He listens to the beat. He listens to all that. I listen for the lyrics. I listen for the story.
Yeah.
Tell me a story. I have another G. Sam Grow.
That would have been an S.
No, that's his first name, Garth Brooks. I mean, we've been talking about it. It doesn't matter. Told you, it doesn't matter.
I guess
it doesn't matter. Sam Grow. I'm bringing Sam Grow up because I know there's gonna be a lot of S's. Okay, when we get to S.
So yeah.
Sam Grow. Sam motherfucking Grow.
I get
that
it.
Guy right there again. Great storyteller.
That he is. I've listened to his. Like I've listened to what he says, and yeah, and all around cool dude.
Oh yeah. All around cool. Did you remember the first time we met Sam Grow?
Yeah, with an ice cold bottle of Single Barrel
Yes.
and Fireball.
He started me on the Single Barrel. Ever since then, I used to just be a Jack and Coke girl.
And it's funny. It's funny because
yep.
he may have started you, but even when we were dating, I had that bottle of Single Barrel in the freezer the whole time.
Yeah, well, I finished it. So.
I know you did.
So you might have had it, but I finished it.
Just saying.
I killed it.
It.
So yeah, and it was a barbecue festival.
Yes, it was.
It was a barbecue festival. My job was to introduce Sam Grow and his band on stage. It was the middle of the day on a Saturday. It was hot too. Remember how hot it was? It was 90 some degrees, right? And we're out there in the burning sun. And I knew I had interacted with Sam's drummer,
Joe.
Oh my God, Joe.
Joe's hilarious.
Joe is hilarious. Joe is the character. Joe is, I always like to use the word shyster for Joe. Joe's a shyster. If you know what I'm talking about, Joe is just, he's one of those guys that could probably sell ice to somebody in Antarctica.
He probably could.
He's that kind of guy. He's a character. I love him to death. Joe says, come and meet Sam, right? So he pulls us into this RV and the door opens. And there's a bunch of guys sitting around in this RV. We step up the 2 little steps in this RV, and somebody, I don't even remember who, somebody says, you want a shot? So they pull this bottle of Single Barrel Jack out of the freezer.
Cold bottle.
Frozen.
And I wasn't with you at this one.
No, you weren't. You came for the second one.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So I do a shot of Jack with these, and it wasn't a shot. It was a pull off the bottle.
It was a gulp.
This was back before COVID when we were okay with doing stuff like that because
it's alcohol. It'll kill it.
And that's exactly what they said. They're like, don't worry about it. Alcohol will kill whatever germs you got.
90 proof will kill it. It's
cool.
cool.
Oh my God. So, and I remember being like, ooh, that was tasty. Right. So then a little later, I brought you back to meet Sam.
Yeah.
Because one thing about Sam is he is all about military veterans. He's all about the military. He's a really kick-ass, all-American guy. He's one of those guys that every guy wants to hang out with.
Oh yeah,
totally.
I keep trying to, but
I know.
He's not free.
I know.
I keep sending him texts. Hey, bro, when we're gonna ride?
Yeah.
Hey, man, let's go on a bike ride.
And
hey,
we'll get there.
Yeah, I know we will. I know we will.
We'll do it. But he pulled you in, and then again, there was another shot. By the time I had to introduce Sam Grow on stage, I had a really good buzz going.
Yeah, you did.
And I went up there and I don't remember, I kind of blanked on what I was going to say, what I was supposed to say. And I think I made some comment about going in a hot air balloon ride with somebody that happened to be standing in front of the stage. I don't even know. But I just remember turning and thinking to myself, I got to get off this stage. I got to get off this stage. I'm not making any sense. And I turned and Joe goes, dude, that was the best intro ever.
Well, I mean, it was a great, and I'm not taking away. It was a great, but I mean, he was even 3 sheets to the wind probably. So
it probably sounded to him like it sounded to me in my head.
Right.
Sam Grow.
Oh man,
it was bad.
That's what makes it fun.
That is what makes it fun. You're absolutely right. Guess what letter's next? H.
Yeah.
Who's your H?
Do we really need to say who my H is?
Yeah, because I honestly don't know.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Okay. So to reiterate.
I mean, I know I'm sorry. I repeated myself.
You don't have to be sorry.
However.
Because there is a big difference between Darius Rucker
and Hootie and the Blowfish.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yes.
The sound is different.
Yeah, and Hootie is my...
Are you Hootie? No, I am not Hootie. Name the movie.
Oh, yeah, you would do this. We're talking music, not movies right now.
We're talking words and music.
Come on now.
Come on now, Jerry Maguire.
Oh, that's right. Damn you.
Hootie and the Blowfish. That's your H.
That's my H.
Okay. I'm gonna surprise you on this one because you're probably not gonna see this coming. Halsey.
Holy shit.
I knew you were going to say that.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. And I didn't know much about Halsey until I started seeing her show up alongside some country artists on award shows.
Kelsey Ballerini.
That's the song.
Yes.
So that was the song that really opened my eyes. Like I kind of knew who she was. I'd heard the name. I'd heard a couple of songs, and I remember just kind of being like, oh, okay, she's pretty cool. But when she teamed up with Kelsey Ballerini and did the song, I'm so drawing a blank. Why am I drawing a blank? What's the name of the song?
Oh, hell, you're going to ask me?
Oh, man. Is it me? Is it you?
Yeah.
The other girl. So the song, again, tells a story.
It does.
Right? And it's a dramatic story. And she's got such a different delivery and such a really cool, old school thing going with her voice that I really kind of fell in love. I was like, this girl is cool. This girl, and she's gorgeous. I'm just
Absolutely.
like, I like to look at her. I like to listen to her. I like to hear her tell the story. This is fan-freaking-tastic. And of course, I'm a big Kelsey Ballerini fan, so there you go.
Right.
So mine is Halsey.
Wow.
Love me some Halsey.
I'm like blown away about that.
Are you really?
One. Yeah, I really am.
Yeah. Okay. I can understand why.
I mean, okay.
Threw you for a loop, didn't I?
You did.
All right. We're to the letter I. That's interesting. That's going to be an interesting one. Okay. I.
You know the first one that comes to my mind?
What came to mind?
Completely off the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't a huge fan, but they had a couple songs out. Insane Clown Posse.
Insane Clown Posse.
ICP, baby.
You know, the only experience I have with Insane Clown Posse is I used to watch wrestling. Right?
Yeah.
There was some weird Insane Clown Posse wrestling connection. I can't remember what it was. If there was,
I don't remember. All I know is
that's the only reason I know.
The reason why it comes because the clowns.
Mm-hmm.
They were different. They were rap rock. They were, it was one of those weird things. You never knew what genre they really fell into.
Yeah.
So I thought some of their songs were pretty what.
Was it rap rock? Is that what you call it?
I don't know. Maybe. I
don't know what
I don't know
was.
exactly what genre they're really in, but I know, I guess it was rap, wasn't it?
I don't know. I was thinking it was like more like punk rock or something but I honestly don't know.
No, I don't. Yeah, maybe.
Okay. The only thing that comes to mind right now, like the first thing that comes to mind was In Excess. Seriously. And it's a tragic story.
Right.
But I had such a crush on Michael Hutchence when I was a kid. Oh my gosh. When they first came out, his curly hair.
Oh God. I remember that video with his curly.
Yeah. His curly, he was very, Jim Morrison to me as a young girl.
Wow. Yeah.
It was like a whole thing, but so In Excess. Need you tonight.
Yeah.
So just sleeping. I can't sing, folks. So in case you got any of that indication. All right. Should we move on, or you want to talk any more eyes? Julio Iglesias. Wait, that's an E. Is that an I? That's an I. Iglesias.
Iglesias.
That's an I.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I loved me some Julio.
I just thought of something.
Remember when he did a song with Willie Nelson?
I do.
Okay. Moving on. Sorry.
I just thought of something and I missed an opportunity.
What?
For the letter E.
Okay, go back to E. I had 3 E's. You can go back and get another E.
This one, I should have thought of this from the get-go. The song popped in my head, and I was like, wait, no. Oh, man.
What?
Extreme.
But do you know a song by Extreme that is not the one you're thinking of?
I don't.
Because the one you're thinking of, obviously, is More Than Words.
More Than Words.
Do you remember Wholehearted?
I do remember the song.
It's a great song.
It is.
The other Extreme song.
The other Extreme. But, the reason why that one still pops in my head, too, so much, not only because of them, but also because of Jack Black and Jimmy Fallon.
That was a hilarious video. If
Just
you ever have a chance to check that out.
So, anyway, I shouldn't have digressed.
You know what? I
just
thought of another E, too. Elvis. We totally just blew off the king of rock and roll, and we just got finished watching a movie that
Walk the Line.
It featured, an Elvis character. So Elvis. All right. Anyway. J.
Wow.
I'm actually surprised you're hesitating on this one. We just watched Walk the Line.
Okay.
Johnny Cash?
I mean,
was it too obvious?
I guess so. Yeah.
That would be my J.
That's your J.
Absolutely my J.
I'm going to go Janet Jackson.
Ooh. I totally just sacriléged myself.
I'm going to go Janet.
You're going with Janet?
I'm going with Janet.
Miss Jackson, if you're nasty.
Oh, you know what? Another one just popped in my head. Damn it.
I know. Jimmy Buffett just popped in my head. And I'm a parrot head. And I didn't think of Jimmy Buffett first.
Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake. You know what? I'll tell you what. The 2020 experience, phenomenal. Phenomenal. What's your favorite Justin Timberlake song?
Honestly?
Yeah.
Him and Chris Stapleton.
Say something?
Say something.
Great song. Great song.
Honestly, I'm going to say that is my favorite JT.
So, Drink You Away, phenomenal song.
Oh, yeah.
If you're just going just JT.
Just JT, Drink You Away.
Strawberry Bubblegum. Do you know the song Strawberry Bubblegum?
I don't think so.
Oh, my God. Okay, when we're done here, I'm playing that for you.
Of course you
Remind
are.
me. Strawberry, of course. Any other J's? Justin Timberlake's a good one.
Right?
Mm-hmm, because back in the day, because you mentioned the Backstreet Boys back in the B era. Back in the day when I was coming up, first of all, I was there for the birth of the boy band, obviously. Well, I mean, it depends on how far you go back. How far do you go back when it comes to boy bands? Do you go back to the Jackson 5? Do you go back to the Beatles?
I mean, you can because...
Or do you go back to New Edition? Because I go back to New Edition. New Edition to me was the very first boy band.
I would say, okay, yes, New Edition is,
Boy band, like the modern day
yes.
boy band.
Yeah.
There was New Edition.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was the New Kids on the Block.
Who are those people?
Don't even start.
Donnie, I love you.
Then there was NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys. They kind of came out at the same time, right?
You're forgetting one, too. Let's not forget one.
Who?
There was a third one.
What, like 98 Degrees?
You got to, hey.
All right,
I mean, you got to give them, if you're
all
going to talk.
Because they all kind of came out at the same time. But in my area of I guess, the world, it was NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys, and you had to pick a side.
You kind of did.
Who were you?
I was a Z guy.
Double the Z, double the E, double the flavor.
See, like
Stop
that, didn't
it.
you? You liked
Stop
that, didn't
it.
you?
All right.
Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
because, and I'm going to say this because it's the way things were back then and the way I grew up, because I shared a room
With your sister?
with my sister,
Uh-huh.
and I lived in a 2-bedroom townhouse.
Right.
I had to share my 3-disc carousel CD
Ooh,
player,
wow.
with big speakers that I wanted for Christmas one year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many times I had to listen to Backstreet Boys
Oh, really?
or take that CD out of my carousel
Mm-hmm.
to get my CDs in.
So you, by default, fell down with the Backstreet Boys.
I ain't falling. I mean, I don't know. Whatever.
I was all about NSYNC.
Bye, bye, bye.
The Backstreet Boys could blow it. I didn't care about the Backstreet Boys. BSB could just like take it on the arches. I was all about NSYNC. I was all about NSYNC.
Right on.
Yes. I was all about it.
JT with that blonde perm.
With the chia pet curls, yeah, the ramen noodle hair. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I really didn't care for the Backstreet Boys.
Right.
And it was a point of contention with a lot of my friends because it was a heated battle sometimes.
You were either BSB or you were NSYNC.
And I was all about NSYNC. I was all NSYNC.
Hey, look, they had this the world by storm.
Oh my God, yeah.
So it was.
Mm-hmm.
They did what they did.
They did. They did. Justin, if you're listening, I still want you guys to get back together. Just for one little thing, just one album.
Just one.
Just But anyway, that's probably not going to happen. But Justin has become an icon.
Oh yeah.
If you ask me. All right.
I think he's getting on the ownership deal for trying to get the baseball team to Nashville.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be cool. Do it.
Do it.
All right. So we're at K. You want to keep going, or you want to stop and do the rest of the alphabet next time?
We can keep going.
All right. K.
K.
Who's your K?
K. You know what? Because it's popped in my head because we talked about her, Kelsey Ballerini.
Oh yeah, she's really fantastic.
I mean, she's got great songs,
Mm-hmm.
hands down.
Absolutely.
She's easy on the eyes.
Gorgeous girl.
So, and she walks around at those concerts and she struts her stuff like she
does.
owns the damn stage.
And she's very young. And
Very.
She's got a great presence.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, she owns it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm just because we talked about it, it's the first thing that came to my mind.
That's the first one that came to.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one that came to my mind when I saw the letter K was Kiss. Detroit, Rock City. I was a huge Kiss fan. I still am a huge Kiss fan.
Gene Simmons,
Gene's
man.
Paul Stanley. That was my boy.
Paul Stanley.
I love me some Paul Stanley, man. Still do. I still think he is a sexy older man. I don't know what it is about. I don't know what it is about him. The star child. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Paul, you better stay away, boy.
Listen, Carrie. I'm just saying. Paul Stanley, Kiss, the music of Kiss. I remember watching MTV in high school. You remember Unplugged?
Oh, yeah.
The Unplugged series. When they took off their makeup and went on Unplugged, I was glued to my television. Glued.
Oh, yeah.
Glued.
I remember watching Kiss or something one night or one day or whatnot. It was when I was young. And I seen this guy. It was Gene Simmons, with the tongue and everything, whatever. So then all of a sudden, I'm watching this movie. I can't remember the name of the movie, but it's these little robots that go under cars and everything.
I don't know what that is.
Futuristic gun type deals, okay. 80s movie.
Yeah.
He was the bad guy.
He was the bad guy?
Gene Simmons was the bad guy.
Oh, dude, I'll tell you what. The thing about Kiss, maybe they weren't the most prolific songwriters. Right.
Sure.
I mean, they wrote songs about strippers and underage girls and lots of sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
That was the time.
The thing about Kiss, they are probably the most brilliant marketers of all time.
You know who it is.
Who? It's
Gene.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If it can make money, they have done it.
Oh yeah,
there is a Kiss condom.
Did you ever see the Gene's Family Jewels or whatever the show?
Yeah, I watched that.
Did you ever see his it's almost like his living room in his mansion, but it was like off to the side.
Yeah,
he had every piece of Kiss merch that has ever been produced. I
remember when they cut their hands and dripped blood into the ink of their comic book. I mean, they had so many out of the box branding ideas.
Oh yeah,
that I think every band since then has thought, well, Kiss did it.
That's true.
Kiss put their faces on condoms. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Why the hell not? Beer cans, beer coos. I mean, everything that is at a merch table now is probably there because Kiss thought of it first.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They were basically the pioneers of it, to be honest.
Ridiculous.
Do you
want to keep going?
Let's do it.
All right, L.
Oh gosh.
There's a lot of good L's.
There is. And I'm drawing a blank.
You want me to go first?
You go first.
All right, Little Big Town is who I thought of first.
That's not surprising.
That's a lie. It's not who I thought of first, but that's who I wanted to say.
Who did you think of first?
The first person I thought of was Luke Combs. And I think it's just because he's so top of mind right now.
Why did I think of
that? I just take yours? Well, you can have Luke Combs.
No. I said, why didn't I think of Luke Combs?
Incredibly talented. And from where he started to where he is now, incredible story, incredible journey. But I want to talk Little Big Town.
Okay.
I freaking love those guys.
I know you do.
I freaking love those guys. And their latest album, the one they just put out in 2020, Nightfall, brilliant. Radio will shit all over it because it's too deep. It's too deep for mainstream radio. Every song on there is deep, except for Wine, Beer, Whiskey, which is, of course, what's on the radio.
Right.
Which is about alcohol. So, okay, we'll throw it on the radio. Oh, it's a song about beer. Did they mention beer? I'm sorry, did they mention beer? Okay, number one hit. Boom, done. That's all you need to do these days.
I got one that just popped in my head.
Tell me.
Lost Lonely Boys.
Wow.
That was one of my, that their one hit wonder, basically. That was actually, honestly, one of Dad's.
Lost Lonely Boys.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a complete and total blank on what they sang.
Oh, you're going to make me try and pull this
I am, because I really have no idea.
Oh.
There's a lot of good L's, though. If you really start to think about it, I mean, I know there's all the Lukes, but what about Lionel Richie?
Ooh.
Right? What else you got?
I'm looking for this song.
Excuse me while I drink my rum drink.
Was it Heaven or no?
Lost Lonely Boys. I'm gonna have to Google it.
I might have to find it and play it for you. But anyway, we got some.
Wow. Okay. Texan rock and roll. Texican, they called themselves. Okay. So we're talking about early 2000s.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's probably why I'm not really that familiar. I'm sure if I heard something from them, I would.
And I'm
get
surprised
it.
that you're not thinking of it because, the type of music that you've been a DJ for.
You're right. I'm surprised too, but I'm not. I'm sorry. So, Loretta Lynn.
Ooh.
Right?
Ooh.
When you're
yeah.
talking country,
Oh
you're
my
talking about
God.
me. What? Oh gosh,
I
what?
just thought of one.
Oh, tell me.
I should have thought of this.
What?
Lori Morgan.
Oh yeah, Lori Morgan. Lori Morgan,
Duh.
phenomenal. And we could go back to K's and say Keith Whitley, because I can't
That
think
we
about
could.
I can't think about Lori Morgan without thinking about Keith Whitley.
Right. Agreed.
Iconic couple, tragic story,
Very.
incredibly talented individuals.
Yes.
There you go. All right. Well, we have officially done half the alphabet.
Okay.
Do you want to wait and do the other half next time?
I mean,
We could start with M.
you trying to say you're running out of?
I'm trying to say that we've already been talking for an hour.
So you want to keep this at an hour?
I'm just saying people might be bored by now. I don't know. I don't really know.
They ain't bored,
I don't know.
But whatever.
I don't know. You know what I'd love, folks? I would love to see your comments. We're going to post this, obviously, in numerous places. So I would love to see your comments for A through L. The first artist you think of, tell us why, tell us a story, tell us whatever you want to tell us about anything, or comment on the ones that we came up with, because we might have just embarrassed ourselves.
We might have.
I don't know.
We might having some
You might think
later.
we have really shitty taste in music.
You might.
Which, you know what, I'm fine with, because that's one thing about my taste in music ranges from completely embarrassing to really, really cool. Depends on the day. You know what I've been obsessing with right now in the Jeep? I've been cranking, but the public might not. I have been cranking up the soundtrack from Hamilton for like 2 solid weeks now.
Oh, I was going to say something different.
What?
I was going to say Tay-Tay.
Oh, no. That was the 2 weeks before that. Taylor Swift's Evermore album is fucking brilliant. I can't wait till we get to T.
How do you know I wasn't going to take Tay-Tay?
Yeah, you can take Tay-Tay all you want. I could talk Tay-Tay for an hour.
I know you can.
It's ridiculous.
I can talk Tay-Tay because of The Rock.
Yeah, I love the girl. Anyway, but so we'll stick a pin in it.
Okay.
But that's what I've been obsessing over for the last, it has literally been at least 2 solid weeks. I've just been listening to Hamilton over and over.
Right on.
It's incredible. It's
it's
music.
an incredible musical.
Mm-hmm. It really, really is. All right, so we made it A through L.
A through L.
Our little artist survey. I don't even know what the hell to call it.
Oh.
But anyway,
Words
chime
and
in,
music,
folks.
artist, I don't know. Who
A to
knows?
Z. It's
I
the
don't know.
A to Z. We've gotten halfway to Z. We'll get the other half next week. Subscribe, leave a review, comment, please, 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 please. Let us know what you think. And if you have a topic suggestion, we would love to hear from you,
Absolutely.
because we're going to take this podcast and just kind of run with it. We're going to do some couples therapy type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've got topics written down. I've got a few in the bank.
Yes, she does. I've had to write them down too.
Hey, babe, grab my phone.
Yeah.
I got to write this down before I forget.
Find the notes section and put this in exactly how I say it.
That's exactly what happens. But anyway, this is where we're going with Words and Music. Words and Music with Red and Blue.
Later.
Words and music.